Youngdom Music. Youngdom Music. Youngdom Music.
Hello. Welcome back to the Bat Boast podcast. It's been so long, I almost said it wrong. How are we doing, boys?
Brilliant. United 3-0 up. That's it. Jay, Josh.
I'll be
Josh,
honest.
what score is it?
I was waiting for it's 3-1 to us. We gave away the softest penalty I've ever seen. It probably was a penalty, but it's one of those ones that you don't like seeing given. So I was fully expecting the intro. That's why I wasn't getting ready to speak. I thought you were doing.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm going to do the trailer in just a second. I wanted to say hello first before
that's fair. That's awkward because I was fully like, right, it's fine. The countdown's done. We've got the trailer to go. Ready to say anything. And then you spammed me with "How are you?" and questions. And
your brain just froze for a second.
And I was like, I haven't got my beer head off. I'm still trying to slowly de-head the beer. Go to the intro, and I'll have de-headed the beer by the time it's done. Hi, everyone.
Listen, hello, everyone. Let's go to the trailer. Hello, this is our new podcast. It's very unprofessional already.
No, that's fine. We're going to put some ground rules out there first.
Yeah.
Because the first thing we know is that you don't care. You literally don't give a shit that we're talking about football.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about football. We don't need another football podcast. No one wants another football podcast. We don't have any particular insight more than any other football podcast.
Probably less.
Definitely less. We do this anyway, so we're going to do it in front of the camera. So
yeah, that's pretty good. Really good analogy, mate.
Yeah, good.
The pod's back, boys. Adam, look, it's a sad video, isn't it? It makes me kind of emotional. harks back to better times, man. Better times when we can actually be together, opposed to doing it on here. But anyway, we kind of thought, right, in the past couple weeks, months, however long, we've been doing a lot of previews, we're doing a lot of fan cams, we've been doing all sorts of stuff, and we've enjoyed it. But we felt like we kind of lost what
Tottenham been shit.
They have been, to be fair. I mean, we were pretty ropey at times. We've all been ropey, but we kind of missed why we started doing all this. We missed, the kind of just chatting shit, having a beer, and talking about football. So we're bringing the podcast back. That's what we're here to do today. We're going to be doing them live whilst we can, and yeah, just having a good time. And
plus, it's lockdown, so it's not even about just chatting about football and having a beer. It's just about basic human contact.
Yeah. This is basically the pub for us now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So when the pub's open, expect nothing.
I mean, for me, it'll just be me. These two are in Manchester, and I'll just, there'll just be a steady live feed of me slowly crying.
Yeah, we can meet up now, Jay, can't? Well, when all this calms down, we can actually finally get together.
Yeah, me and you, Adam, we'll do it together, and then we'll get Josh on a screen next to us.
Get a bear.
No, that is the sound I go myself. Just say you're aware.
Right. Before we can move on to actual football, I want to say by the way, football's still happening.
So yeah, football's still happening. 4-1 Tottenham now. We were really good in the first half, like brilliant Bale and Lucas goal. We've just been shit second half. We've just given it and then decided popping it at the end. So come on.
Hello to Paul. Ain't heard one of these in a while, so it should be good. Thank you, Paul. Nick is there. Nick was listen. I send everything we do to Nick. Nick was already ready, and Shapat is in the chat as well. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a while, man. It's been a while, right?
Promise it's good. I promise it'll probably be quite rusty rather than that good, but we'll do our best.
I think we've had a good 7 minutes so far. Right. Should we talk about actual football, boys? I know, innit?
Yeah, where are we starting?
I don't know, to be honest. I didn't think this far through. I can't lie. I think the title of the podcast is City. Should we maybe start with them?
I mean, it seems like a good place as any to start, isn't it? They're terrifying again. Just when we thought we were going to get a really open season with changing first place, we had 9 leaders of the Premier League, as we all know. And really, when you just thought, actually, shit, this is going to be incredible, City all of a sudden just kind of like woke from their slumber and said, hang on a fucking minute. Nah, everyone piped the book down. And especially you, Solskjaer. What are you doing here?
Yeah. This is the thing. It was like the only hope we had left was United to maybe keep the fight with them, and then they drew to baggies.
Listen, it was nice while it lasted. It was a 2-week title charge that we had. It's now over. Well done, City. Congratulations. Yeah. No, the City have been truly relentless since the start, I'd say. I don't think that anyone can challenge them now. I don't think that.
No,
I honestly think they could go unbeaten throughout this season. No, I can't see an unbeaten.
Yeah.
They're 17 unbeaten now.
The question is with City as well is I think they'll win the league, but also do they then really turn their attention to let's get that Champions League in a weird season? And, that could sacrifice a few points in the league if they really put all their eggs in that Champions League basket while being 10 points clear. And, but even then they have the players to do that and not really be affected by that. Phil Foden. Don't get me wrong, I think Greenwood's a good player, but let's just stop all the bullshit about the best young English talent. It's Phil Foden. He is phenomenal.
Yeah, and that game against Liverpool really it was almost like a big statement, that game. And we've said it all season long, really, haven't we? We've said the second a team put 5 wins together in a row, they're winning the league because no one can keep the consistency, and they've gone and done 17.
They've done 17. So
yeah.
Adam hasn't reacted to Dan James scoring. Does he not know yet? I'm confused.
No, I did. I just didn't want to interrupt you. You know what? Dan James has been brilliant tonight.
Yeah, but who are you playing?
He's blown Martial up well and truly. But even though Martial's come on, he come on about the that 70th minute. Diallo
So,
as well.
okay,
He's made
fine. Phil Foden, and Dan James. Okay, fair. But one of them.
I saw a tweet the other day, and it was like, "Is it time to admit that Mbappe is better than Dan James?"
Yeah,
and I think it might be.
Just about edged it. And then City have Arsenal on the weekend, and they're just going to smash them, aren't they?
Well,
they're just going to do
it. City are a club with loads of momentum going to play Arsenal. Imagine that, Jay. Imagine letting all your momentum slip to Arsenal.
Listen, but City aren't charity FC like we are. You know what I mean? Like they're relentless. Paul just said, "You guys reckon they'll win the treble, even the quadruple, with this?"
No.
And
no.
They can win the domestic treble.
That's not the question. It's not. The question is not will they. The question is if they.
You're right.
If they win the quadruple, they're the greatest team in Premier League history. End of.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Adam. Sorry, a quadruple has never been done before. That's the holy grail.
To be fair, I just read the first bit of the question.
The question is if they win a treble. If they win a treble, they go level with the United side that did it to be this joint greatest team. Although arguably, because their core also has the Centurion points, it might take them slightly ahead of them. I'm not sure. But if they win a quadruple, they become the greatest Premier League side of all time. The Arsenal Invincibles are like fifth.
Yeah, they don't count. They drew too many. No, and as well, like the thing is, Liverpool were very dominant last year, and also they gave them a good go the year before. But you got to think if they win this season, is that 4 in 5 years?
Yeah, it's 3 and 4 at the moment. So yeah,
it's absolutely ludicrous. They are completely dominant. I think the whole Liverpool thing last season's made us forget how dominant they are. Really, like that is insane.
A question for you, Adam. It may sound like a ridiculous question because it was so obvious to everyone else, but in the 2000s, kind of up to 2012, were you aware as a United fan that you were living through an era of dominance?
You know what? That's a good point. I don't think we did because personally, you got to remember we won 3 leagues in a row from up until the 2010 era sort of time. It wasn't really around me, friends and my family. What we spoke about, we've always sort of been on top. We've always sort of been on top since the day I was born, really. So it's hard. Like this is why it always comes back to it. Me saying, "Oh yeah, we're shit. We're nowhere near where we should be." And you always put me down, saying, "No, this isn't a blip for you. This is, it's a blip for Tottenham. Let's say for us, it's different because we've got such a high." Expectation for Manchester United at the moment. It's just you really do think back to that time and miss it quite a lot and think what a great team we had.
Next year it will be a decade since the last league.
Yeah, but you can't take with this. But this is the point I think you're trying to make. You can't take it away from City because from the day they beat us in the last game of the season. They have been fantastic, and I'm not taking anything away from them. Like they deserve to be where they are now.
I think the point I'm trying to make is the back post 2031 will look back at the City side with the same level of oh my god, like, they were not truly appreciated for what they were. Like, don't really appreciate as boring as it was for us three. That the season where. They beat Liverpool. Liverpool got the 3rd best Premier League points total ever, and City pipped them by a point. I don't think we really appreciate it, and as we should. And there are caveats to that. They are bankrolled by a Saudi regime, but at the same time, the football, which is what you try to stick to, has been phenomenal. And to see it continue with the likes of Foden and. I personally, it's not my favourite City team. It probably is one of the best, but, it doesn't go in as bright. Yaya Toure and company. That's, to me, is Man City. Whereas that's not Man City anymore, is it? But it's still scarily impressive.
Yeah, that's the word, and it's scary, man. It's annoying. It's the 3 and 4, the 4 potential 4 and 5. Our league, even though this season we all thought this league was going to be the most open, it ultimately come down to this, and now it's like our league is becoming just City at the moment, and that's scary. It's sad. It's annoying.
Do you really think that? I mean, yeah. For a few years now, City have been right. We need to win the Champions League. Let's focus on the Champions League. Let's do it. Do you think they're anywhere close this season?
Only because of the drop off in other teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus losing the other night. None of them look as good as they have done in the past. Yeah, there's still like a couple really good teams. I mean, PSG looked completely dominant the other night, and then there's obviously Bayern Munich. But because of the drop off in some of the big clubs, then yeah, what they should be able to have a chance in it.
Is it time to finally see the Abu Dhabi final in PSG versus City? Is it finally time to fully see that in all its glory?
Who do we want to see win that though?
Pochettino.
It's a hard question, that, because there's something about PSG I can't stand. I say it all the time.
Pochettino. I don't give a shit about PSG, but I support Pochettino wherever he goes.
They've got good kits though, and lads, come on, they've got good kits. I'd rather see a good kit win than City, because even though City are brilliant, and sometimes it's hard to give them stick because they can actually be like, we're 10 points clear right now. We can still beat them with the "you haven't won the Champions League" stick. So
I think that's what sticks in my mind.
That does beg the question: is would you rather your club have the decade that Liverpool have had, or the decade that City have had? And it is actually not an easy question. Obviously, the trophy haul of cities is so much greater, but and also the build up that Liverpool have had. It's a tease, cock tease, isn't it? Like the final explosion they've had at the end is magnificent.
But also that in turn gets quite overhyped. I mean, not overhyped, sorry, but it was an incredible season last season. They've got a really good side, but because of the emotion attached to it, it gets overhyped for what it really was. They won the Premier League in a very impressive way, but they're not like the best team there ever was. This City team still is a better team. But no, you're right. The narrative.
City took their foot off the gas, which allowed City could have kept pace with them. They have the quality, but they didn't. I'm bored of speaking about Liverpool and City. So should we get on to our clubs?
Yeah, let's do it. Should we go with Chelsea first, just because we play first on the weekend?
Yeah, we've not really spoke about the takeover of Tuchel and everything that's been going on at your fantastic club.
Yeah. We have. Luckily, this kind of this period of us not posting as much has kind of coincided in that. Listen, there's on the surface, there's the appointment of Lampard was a different thing, and then now the sacking of Lampard and the bringing of Tuchel is all this story of what's wrong with Chelsea. Right, and that won't go away. That is evident that's a thing that Chelsea do now, right? Not now, sorry, ever. But on the surface, he's been brought in to do the job, and he's doing it very well. Like he's come in, he's got wins, he's unbeaten. We've only conceded one, and that was because of fucking Rudiger scoring an own goal. On the surface, if you take away all the nonsense behind it, he's come in and he's done a really good job, and he's brought a lot of life into the Chelsea squad at the moment, which is good to see.
Yes, that's very fair. It's not a point as such. There's undeniably the results have come, which all you can ask for at that stage, isn't it? But if you really look at it,
if you watch the football,
who have you played? And the question is, the only person that sort of note there is us, and that was the worst penalty I've ever seen separating us. And so it's been Newcastle, Barnsley, Sheffield, Burnley, and Wolves. So
and the easiest one of those games was the worst game we've played. We've played quite when you come away from a win, you should feel good. Sometimes I just haven't. It's been boring. It's been slow. It's been hard to watch. But ultimately, it's a results business, and we're top 4 again now, which is so important. Because we got top 4. Excuse me. We brought all these players in. We can't keep not being in the top 4 if we're going to invest as heavily as we did. So he's doing that really well. I mean, that's coincided with Liverpool falling off a cliff. I don't think we'd be top 4 without that. But yeah, if
what you got to remember is, what you got to remember is, the games, I'm not taking anything away from what you've done so far, but them games that you have won when he took charge, you should have won anyway, really. And the money I keep going back to it, but it's such a valid point. The money they've spent from the start of the season, they should be winning games. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be a dispute to say, oh, we're unbeaten now with Tuchel because he's beat, the lower end teams you have beat. So I think you take it with a pinch of salt, this unbeaten run you're going at the moment. I'm not saying you're not, but I think it's valid.
But then again, in Jay's defence, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but if there is a bedding in process, like I haven't looked at Chelsea and gone, oh my God, yes, they're so much better now. But to get, it's a mad season and the manager's coming into a mad time, to get results while slowly building that confidence, can't be sniffed at, unfortunately.
But what he's also done is he's gone, you know what, Chilwell, you're not going to play. I'm going to bring Alonso when he's not played for months, but I see something in him. He's actually been playing really well for you. Dare I say it. Same with Jody, what's he called, your midfielder?
Jorginho.
Yeah. He's brought in players that you probably thought you wouldn't be seeing as much of, and he's getting good performances out of him. So I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, yes, and he is, and that's absolutely right. And
Chelsea won a league with Alonso, didn't they?
Yeah, and listen, when it comes to wing backs, he's one of the best. But when it comes to actually being a left back, he's not. The thing is, it's got the results so far, and he's really good at the wing back system, and we have played that every single game under Tuchel. I didn't think he'd come in with that system, but he has. It might change still, going into better opposition, because I feel like we've been playing this because Alonso and Hudson-Odoi, who's been playing right wing back, can literally just be extra forwards. Whereas I think when we come up against better sides, we'll probably drop back to a back 4. And then in that case, I do feel like Chilwell will come back into it. But to be honest, it worries me a little bit because this is looking very much at the now and not at the future. So like Chilwell was brought in to be our left back for the next couple of years, and we're looking at people like Reece James, who has a lot of potential and could be the right back for the next couple of years, and we're not giving them the time anymore, which kind of it's a worrying sign for me, because we're thinking about right now opposed to the future, and that's what Chelsea have done for so long.
If you look, look at what got Frank Lampard sacked, Tuchel, the thing that Tuchel will do is come in and go, all right, fuck, what got Lampard sacked? Obviously, there are some tactical issues there, but on the base of it, get experience back in, and that's what he's done. Just as a quick side note, your next 4 games, Southampton, yes, they dropped off a little bit, but we all know what they can do. Atletico Madrid is such an interesting game. It's like a bit of a Champions League. You've played each other quite a lot, haven't you, in the Champions League? In my head, I'm thinking that's
there's been some iconic games between us two, yeah.
Yeah, and then Man United after that in the league, and then Everton. So
and then it's like Madrid again.
These are the games where we can actually judge him. I think so far he's had a nice period, and yes, Tottenham are a good side, but fuck me, we have not been over the past 2 weeks. So,
mate, the game against you was just, you played so into our favour. It was so weird. Like, even though we didn't bring much, and obviously it was a penalty that decided it. You were shit in that game. And so it's a very strange one for me. It's quite a conflicting time still. I'm not going to let that go, but ultimately I'm happy for the right now. Right now is happening. I just think I'm worried about the future, because I've seen this happen. I've seen players come in, play the experienced heads, get results, it goes sour, it goes wrong down the line. You know what I mean? Like, so it's for me, maybe a part of me is like, I've seen this happen before. Maybe I should be worried for what's happening, but I can't. It's out of my hands. I've just got to enjoy the football while it's here, enjoy the wins, and should we talk quickly about Southampton and maybe a bit about Madrid?
Can I just make one final Chelsea point for you? Again, just because I've got the fixtures in front of me and found it quite interesting. There is this real interesting end, you guys. Your final 4 games of the season.
I do not know.
Well, so bearing in mind the way the league's going, you get there and it's City, Arsenal, Leicester, Villa.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's a running, isn't it? Like that's
It's make or break right there.
Definition of sweet bum time. If you're
Absolute
only
make
in the
or
top
break there.
4 by a point or 2 or 3, suddenly ooh.
That makes the games like tomorrow, Saturday's game, even more important. Then, doesn't it? It makes those games just because like we can't be dropping points anymore if we want to keep top 4 now. Because with that last run of games, and then that makes this Southampton game even more important. And ironically, I think Southampton might give us the biggest challenge we've had so far because every other team we've played has mostly sat back and let us attack. Whereas Southampton, they don't do that. Although they've dropped off a cliff, as you mentioned, they lost to Wolves and they've been, had some bad injuries. They won't do that. Hasenhüttl isn't that kind of guy. So I think they will try and come at us a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how Tuchel goes ahead with that. Like, does he keep with the back 5 or does he go to a 4? And also another interesting point is because the Madrid game is so close after that on Tuesday, is the rotation a thing? Do we need to rotate? A lot of people say Champions League isn't a priority because, the league and stuff. But like it's one of those weird ones. I don't know if you have this like, Champions League isn't a priority because we need to make sure we secure Champions League for next season. That seems like a weird concept to me. It's like, no, we should be putting all our egg, like we should be going hard in the tournament that we're in right now, and then obviously still going for it next season. But I think we need to rotate.
I think what you asked there is why do you want to be in the Champions League? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of them. Is it like a lot of people say that and also, we mentioned this on the Blues Fans podcast last night. We've been in the Champions League a fair bit, and we've been, good. It's been good to do so. But when was the last time we got out of the round of 16? I can't remember. It was a fair few years ago now. Like we always seem to fall at this hurdle, so we need to beat that because it's all good and proper being in the Champions League, but if we're not going to go far in the tournament, it just seems like a fucking shit show.
Good and proper. Here's a question for you, and this is a bit of a tangent, and I apologise.
Sorry, I mean, I've gone on plenty in this talk.
No, I'm staring at the fixtures, and you lost 2-0 Liverpool earlier in the season. I cannot find another Liverpool game. What happened? Have you played Liverpool twice?
Just avoiding them. No, we haven't. We've only played them once.
They're not there.
They're
not
so there's some
on this fixture list.
There's some Chelsea lads in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've played them twice.
Just a side note, while you're looking at that, to Rabt who used to play for QPR, he's playing for Benfica in
postponed. Mid. It's postponed, Josh. I've just seen it. It's postponed for some reason.
It does exist. Oh, that could enter your final 4 games.
Oh God, great!
Imagine.
Great.
That I was really confused there because it just wasn't on the fixture list. And I was like, you can't just not play Liverpool.
We're just not gonna. We don't want to. Fuck it. I mean, if there's any team I didn't want to play, it'd be City. I think to end with the Chelsea bit now, we've gone on for a while about Chelsea, and there's a lot of things right, there's a lot of things wrong, but I want to look at the table because
you say that, Jay, but just you do this every time. Give your prediction against Southampton.
On my podcast yesterday, I was making the other 2 lads do their predictions, and then like kind of just going, yeah, I agree. Prediction, it's gonna, Southampton are gonna be definitely one of the bigger tests in Tuchel's era so far. I do think we'll win. We've been very resolute. I'm going to go for 2-0. We've been very good, very solid, and I think we can score 2 goals against Southampton. I want to look at the table because Tuchel's got us to top 4 there, yeah. And the form, look, the change in form has been brilliant. Obviously, it's all the caveats involved, but it's still, I mean, it makes me sad looking at the 56 of City, but it's just it goes to the fact that it's still a mad season. We were in crisis 2-3 weeks ago. We're now top 4, so everyone needs to chill. We said this not long ago, but everyone needs to chill.
Yeah, I mean,
Nathan said, "Josh, do us a favour and win against West Ham."
If
I
Tottenham
love that.
win against West Ham, it will not be for you, just so you know. It'll be
No,
purely
no.
for Tottenham. We're not.
Josh,
there's
please
no, let's
beat
help
West Ham
Chelsea
for us.
out. There's no secret brotherhood. We're beating West Ham because they're little ratcans. We're not beating them because let's help Chelsea out. Like they'll probably, they'll probably beat us
Cheers.
anyway. But I think I feel good
Should
about
we
it.
go on to that game? Should we go on to that game?
Yeah, we can do. Obviously, probably Tottenham's most frustrating game of the season so far was,
the 3-3.
letting West Ham come back from 3-3 after being 3-0, after being so good in the first half. I watched it with Ross, and when Kane, I think he nutmegged someone and then drilled it from 30 yards, I just flipped over and went, we are so good. Because we were at that point. There's no denying that.
This was a part of the...
Just after or before we twatted United, we beat Southampton 5-2.
Beat City.
And Kane and Son were just, that was after. But at that point, Kane and Son were just, every time they got on the ball, we scored I can't remember the exact stats, but it was 15 goals from 16 shots. It was mad. Every time we struck the ball, it just went in the back of the net, and I was just sat there having such a good time. And then obviously that was one of the
fast forward to
ones. And
last week.
yes, it's painful, but the Lanzini strike was 1 in a million.
Yeah.
What a goal! It was so frustrating.
Was that the downfall? Not the downfall. Was that the start?
No,
the start of the downfall, or
I think
I can't remember.
The downfalls. Don't forget, we got given, and I'm not making excuses. I don't want to go over it again, but don't forget, we got given the world's most ridiculous handball against Newcastle to drop points there.
That was
we were so unlucky. In the 94th minute, we were so unlucky on so many bases, and then. At that point, we went, oh, shit. And, at a time when we were top of the table, we should have been 6 points clear. I still think we would have dropped off massively. But, it's football's all what's ifs and buts. But, that is the story. But the downfall really came after. Just because we got so excited when we beat Arsenal, we beat City, we drew to Chelsea. We had that really tough run. We got through it. And then we just thought, never mind. Okay.
Then since then, West Ham have come along.
Exactly. And for such a rare time, we need to beat West Ham to draw level on points with them. Am I right there? Or 36? Oh, no. Still
no. Way off.
Way off. Christ. So, yeah,
sorry.
To be, we need. It's a must-win game. It's an absolute must-win. And West Ham are doing well this season. Tottenham are still a better team than West Ham. We rested Kane tonight. We did not play. Him and Son are back. Bale, is better than any attacker West Ham have. I'm sorry, he is, and he's shit at the moment.
He should be. Yeah. He should be.
If it goes either way, if we lose, it's probably one of the most important games of our season because fuck losing to West Ham.
It'll be quite big.
Let's just finish 12 and win the Europa. That'll be fun. I think we're going to do. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet for the life of me, but I think Son and Kane might come alive, and we might get a 3-1 against West Ham or a 3-2. I think a 3-2 actually.
Fair play, right? Nice, Adam. We definitely are in the pub. And then I guess to bring the table back up, I wanted to talk about United because you guys were the only hope at one point of keeping City to stop being scary, and then that failed. And now you've had 2 draws in your last game, and you have. I mean, you got Newcastle. That's not a bad draw. Where are they there?
Yeah, but these are the
17th.
teams that beat us, Jay. You've got to remember that. Look, the bottom 2 teams, Sheffield beat us, West Brom drew with us. We are absolutely shit it. We have just shit ourselves with this title race, if you want to call it a title race.
Yeah.
Don't you know, when we was top, when there was a glimmer of hope, I ran with it. And
you've got
rightfully so. You know what I mean? Because we all did. You got to remember that.
Oh yeah, there was a point where me and Josh were like, "Who's going to win the league, Chelsea or Spurs?"
So, as much as I was being serious, in the back of my mind, I was always like, "Yeah, I actually genuinely can't see it happening because of performances like Sheffield, performances like West Brom. We just were scared. It's like if you put the trophy in front of us, we'd be like, no, it's too early. That's what it feels like, honestly.
You know what with United though, Adam, I think you would be okay if you had competent defenders, and I know we can probably say the same at Chelsea, but your attackers are fucking brilliant. You've got Bruno, Rashford, Cavani's been. I mean, we all laughed when you signed Cavani. He's fucking brilliant, and he's been great for you. But you've got fucking Maguire and Lindelof at the back. Josh has got his hand up. But
yeah, go on, Josh.
I've got 2 points to make, and they kind of counteract each other. One, I think Solskjaer said it himself.
We need more defenders,
and I think having Mata back is important in games like that. Yeah, you're not going to play him against the Liverpool Cities, but for West Brom, if Bruno Fernandes isn't doing it, and I know he's got a fantastic goal in that West Brom game, to bring Mata on for 20 minutes to unlock a door is a massive thing for you. But also, and I know that this isn't how football works. And I know that if you didn't have Bruno, other players would then play football where he plays football and different things would happen. But someone did do a league table where all they did was take out Bruno's goals and assists, and United were 15th in that table. And I know that that's mad, but it does beg the question, people used to say it is Kane to a certain extent, but is there a team more reliant on one player than Manchester United at the moment?
I mean, I understand the point you're saying, but I think you could do that with your team. Do you know what I mean?
I just said that. But...
Oh, sorry. I just saw anger and just ignored the point. No, don't get me wrong. Like it was talk today while the game was on that there's questions floating about: is he one of the greatest ever signings we've made? And,
your best January, isn't he?
He's definitely. Oh yeah, he's definitely up there. Yeah, but he's just so influential. Watching him today, he's just on another level to everyone else. But that's what's frustrating, because when you see Maguire and Lindelof at the back not winning a header between them, and you see Bruno just putting his heart and soul into everything, getting back. There was a point, I think it might have been the West Brom game. They counter-attacked us, and the player counter-attacking skipped past Matic. And don't get me wrong, Matic is slow, but the only player that tracked back from the box in the opposite half was Bruno and won the ball back. We need more players like him, and I hate just bringing it back to Bruno all the time, but it's true because
I think it's important to bring it back to Bruno. One of my biggest footballing upset is the fact that we agreed a deal with Bruno before United got involved.
So mad.
And it's not just that. If you add Bruno to the Ericsson-shaped hole in the Tottenham team,
with Son and Kane in front of him,
we are second. We are exactly. I don't know the league, but we are in the position United in. And I know you love him. If Bruno is playing week in, week out over Mason Mount, Chelsea are in that second spot. That's the power this player has. And he might not be, no player is going to propel you to the title in this day and age. That's not how football works. Not when you've got a coherent unit like Man City. But any team that gets Bruno is second. If Southampton had Bruno feeding balls into Danny Ings, they're probably sat in second. If Leicester went in for him, they're probably, they are technically level on points with you guys. But do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it
Bruno
definitely
elevates every single team, and
I think I was working with Full-Time Devils when like right when he was quite just getting into the squad, and everyone was raving about him, and I was just like, I wish people would shut up. He ain't all that. What's going on? And I was just pure fucking made a fall love with that. I mean, I wanted to spin it back to the defender point, because your defenders are awful, but and I already said it, like ours aren't the best, and Spurs' aren't the best. Like there's a defender drought going on in the world, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what?
Where are all the good defenders? Where are all the good defenders?
Villa's Konza. Tottenham want him, and I want him. He's class.
Yeah.
The thing is, you've got all these classical defenders, your likes of PK, Ramos.
Yeah, but PK got made a fool of by Mbappe.
Well, this one was
but he's 34, isn't he, or something now? Yeah. But no, for me,
we went and got a 36-year-old to be our best defender, and he is our best defender, but he's 36. Like, what's
and
going
look where
on?
he is now. He's crippled because you played him in every game, which you can't do to a 36-year-old. The thing is about
He was injured for 2 games, big man.
the interesting thing. Well, we'll see what happens. But the interesting thing about Maguire is that yes, he's not an £80 million defender. Yes, he's a bit of a meme. But United's defence, if you hadn't, I know you'd have bought someone else, but let's say you didn't sign Maguire. You'd be. It's a confusing one because you'd be so much worse off right now without it. It's a very confusing one.
Would you be though? Because I feel like because he's the captain.
In this scenario, they haven't signed anyone else. Jay, they've got broken by now.
I was about to say Bailly's quite a good defender, but can't stay fit.
You know what? Bailly was amazing again today. He's just he's
good.
inconsistent in his fitness. He's just you can't rely on him to.
What about Twanzebe though?
Again, he's similar to Bailey in terms of injury.
He's one of their own and he's class, but I don't think he'll make it in Manchester United.
There's only one good centre back out there, and he's playing for AC Milan, and he shouldn't be playing there. He should be in blue. It's Tomori, boys.
Roman Garlic.
What we need is we need a partner. We need a partner for Maguire. We need someone that is robust, that has got a bit of pace, because Maguire's not got pace. Let's not beat around the bush. He's very sort of fridge-like, if we're going to go back to it.
To use that
He needs someone agile around him, but with the strength and pace and confidence to allow Maguire to do what he does best. And Lindelof does not do that. It seems like Maguire's trying to baby Lindelof all the time, which brings Maguire down.
You say that who's coaching the defenders at United? Just like curiosity,
I wouldn't know because
you've got Fletcher, you've got Solskjaer. I don't know of a defender. You must have a defensive coach, but maybe
I'm guessing we do. I couldn't tell you. Yeah,
but same. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. But yeah, sorry. If we're going to big defenders, obviously he got made a fool of slightly the other night. But Bayern Munich have already snapped up even for Meccano for 37 million.
I know.
Going to be
the way we think that's just a different road to go down. That's business. That's the business side, which is still horrible and needs a lot of issues to be raised at the club. Because
Nick said, "Have you seen Gary Neville's comments on Maguire and Lindelof?"
I did watch it. I can't really remember because I know I was actually agreeing with Carragher's side of things.
Oh, I bet that
Lindelof's a good. I think he said Lindelof's a good player, but he's just not got that bit of something about him.
He said Maguire needs a leader next to him, but you can say that about so many players like Stones. Stones is a brilliant defender, but needed Diaz to make him better. And
he doesn't need a leader next to him. He just needs someone more consistent and someone that he doesn't have to look after next to him because
yeah, I know what you mean.
He needs someone that knows what they're doing. Will put straight next to him and go, right, this is my place. This is your place.
The problem is as well. Josh mentioned it. He was 80 million. That's so much pressure. He's never supposed to be that much. He was only supposed to be 30 million at tops, and then he wouldn't have had this pressure. Also, you gave him the captaincy, which is a bit fucking mental. You shouldn't. I don't think that should have been a thing.
I think before Bruno, our club lacked captains. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you take Bruno and Maguire out the team, the person you give it to next for me is probably De Gea or Mata, and Mata doesn't play half the time.
But yeah, and the football's running out of players like that. Like we have Asby, but other than Asby, Jorginho gets the captaincy. Like these kind of players are running now. No, sorry, it sounds a bit gammon, but
football's running out of men.
No, it's running out. It's running out of these people that stay at clubs for longer. That's one reason, and it's running out of these different. It's evolving.
It's not about length of time though. With United, it's about big markability compared to good scouting. Like, let's be honest, a lot of Maguire looked like a good defender at Leicester. A lot of the reason is England player at the World Cup. Household name. He's a good, marketable, friendly face for United to sign. And you went, here's 80 million, Leicester. And Leicester went, shiz, we now have Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana, and Sionchu. And to be honest, I think Sionchu's dropped off a little bit, but you'd argue that all three of the centre-backs are better than anything any of our clubs have. I mean, Alderweireld was the best. dropped off, and as has also dropped off. But it's confusing. Leicester have a better defence in total. Maybe Jay could argue Silva, I could argue Alderweireld on his day, but as an actual cohesive unit, they have 3 centre backs better than 3 centre backs we could name.
Leicester have a fucking brilliant squad. And it's weird.
Look at Aston Villa. Konza came in. And he has absolutely solidified it next to Tyrone Mings. Obviously they're not the greatest team in the world, but again, better centre backs, maybe.
A big reason why Tuchel's playing.
Could you not play 2 great centre halves together and just something doesn't work between them? Do you not think that? Do you not think that Mings and this new centre half for Villa just work really well together? That's
what Nick's kind of saying. You think they both need a part that isn't each other.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make, really.
Yeah.
You're looking at the United side, and you've got a ball-playing, smart centre. Aubameyang's just missing absolute sitter, by the way, tackling territory, and he's just put it wide.
Benfica.
You're looking at, the most prime example is Ferdinand and Vidic. You've got one smart ball-playing, ball-carrying, big defender, and you've just got one fucking animal running around killing everyone. That's what you need. Big man, little man at the back. That's why Van Dijk play that role so well, and the other player doesn't have to worry too much. They can just defend because Van Dijk's going to do the clever stuff. That's why
a part of the reason Tuchel's playing 3 at the back is because he don't trust 2 of them. We need another one in there.
Well, what's on Tottenham is, for me, one of our best defenders. For some reason, Mourinho does not seem to trust Joe Rodon in a back 2. Back 3, Rodon seems to be the best defender, but he has yet to play in a back 2, which baffles me slightly. That's who I forgot to mention, by the way. I think Joe Rodon has potential to be the best defender at our club. Joe Rodon and Ezri Konza, yes, please. I know that sounds like the absolute most championship defence I could think of.
I was about to say, it is like, imagine saying Konza and Rodon, yes, please.
Oh, have you seen Konza play, though?
He's good.
He is what switched Villa around when they brought Konza in. He's what...
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very passionate about this.
You love Villa, don't
you? Regulon, Konza, Rodon, mystery right back, who I'm yet to identify.
Reece James, but not in your lot.
Hamiki.
So, listen, we'll move on swiftly, and we won't spend longer than a minute on this game because it doesn't deserve it. But Liverpool-Everton, it's a shit derby, always has been. But this is probably the closest it's ever been. Well, not ever been, in a very long time. Everton are currently 3 points behind them, but with a game in hand. And it'd be not the nail in the coffin bit. It'd just be such a beautiful moment if Everton win this game, go above them. Oh, they wouldn't on goal difference, I guess. But do you know what I mean? And just kind of
a game in hand, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And I think I would love to see it. The demise of Liverpool.
Absolutely. It's not even my sort of despise of Liverpool. I would love to see. Tottenham fans have a bit of soft spot for Everton because we're in a bit of a similar spot to them. For a while, Tottenham were pulled away a little bit, but really, we're the club that struggles with our neighbours. We're both we have similar histories as well, and so I think Tottenham and Everton have a bit of a thing going on, and I'd just be really happy to see Everton.
That's what you're trying to say. I think.
Jay, we can't all be founded in 2004 with Russian blood money. It's fine.
You missed out.
I'd really like to see Everton get one over on Liverpool. I think it was really nice, not even because of my hatred of Liverpool, just because it would be nice.
It would be.
They do deserve a win over Liverpool. We all know.
You know what? This season, they're fucking good. Carlo's done a good thing there, and I'd love to see it. Go on.
Van Dijk somehow makes it his first game back. I'm sure Van Dijk starts.
Don't say
Pickford just bolts out the box as fast as he can and just wipes him immediately, from kickoff. Runs it from the box into Liverpool's defensive half and just swipes Van Dijk out. Red card, stretch it off. Everyone's clapping Pickford. Like
God's
Liverpool,
sake.
like no. Or better yet,
He'd definitely
kick off. Pickford. Van Dijk's not playing. Van Dijk's like in the stands watching. Pickford runs out of the box, starts running up the stands.
Like Dyer, Dyer in the Norwich game where he's stepping
Like,
over the stairs. Just goes for
him. Hammer to the
Yo.
knee.
Hammer to the knee. Oh, right. I think, well, lads, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, but I think we might be close to the end there.
I just want to say I've been thinking about this a lot recently. It's going away from English football. Real Madrid could have had 3 fullbacks of Reguilon, Hamiki, and Theo Hernandez, and they sold them all. Mad.
You've been thinking about that?
Mad times. I do about once a day. It really upsets me.
What
I don't
time
understand. Then? Oh God! Usually I'm on my run as well. Like I'm just running, and I'm just thinking. Real Madrid have sold Miki Reguilon and Theo Hernandez, and they've got Mendy's class, but mad, just mad.
That is mad. Adam, is there anything else you want to add? Is there any weird things that you think about?
I often think about what would happen if Martial wasn't at the club.
What happens in that dream scenario?
We win the league.
Right.
What a negative impact Martial is having. Turns out
he's really dragging him down. He's really dragging him down.
Clear.
City who? Fuck it out. Right. I think we need to end it there, boys. I think we need to end it. But thank you everyone that's joined in the chat. If you're watching this after as well, thank you. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be doing more of these now, live podcasts. They're good fun. Like we said, it's like being in the pub with your mates, but because you can't be, join us. Anything else to add, lads? Nothing weird this time.
I can't stress this enough, and I genuinely mean it and feel this when I say it. Tell your dads. Like on a serious
I knew that was coming.
Tell him.
You were so predictable there. There was not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that was the next thing coming out of your mouth.
No, I don't know, man. No, I don't know. Adam could have come up with some more Martial slander or something. In his tweet earlier, he was like, "We're going live at 7:30. It's 8:30 if you're in France." What? Like, what?
He's not wrong. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? Is he wrong?
I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm just saying what.
Is he wrong?
Tell your fucking dads,
always
man.
Right.
Tell your dads, everyone. Jesus Christ.
Cheers.